Hey everyone, welcome to today's video where we're going to take a quick tour through Pokemon Showdown. This video will guide you through the site and help you understand the most important features of Pokemon Showdown. Let's start at the top left of the screen where you'll see the formats dropdown. This is where you can choose which battle format you want to play. Whether it's OU, UU or random battles, you'll find all the popular formats here. Just select your preferred one and you're ready to go. Right below that, you'll have the Teams dropdown. Here you can manage your team, select a team you've already built or create a new one. It's perfect for organizing your squads and keeping everything ready for battle. Now if you want to keep your match private, there's a checkbox to disable spectators. Once your team is ready, hit the battle button and you'll be queued for a match. Now let's dive into the most important aspect of Pokemon Showdown. Team building. This is where you'll create a team each week. To start, click on the team builder button from the main page. Here you'll see your team slots. You can create a new team by clicking on New Team. This will bring you to the interface where you can start adding your Pokemon. Here you can select the format that you want to build your team in, import a whole team from text or URL, or add single Pokemon. Once you've selected your format, you can click on Add Pokemon. We'll choose OU for now. This will bring you to the interface where you select your Pokemon. The list starts with all Pokemon in the OU tier and goes on to list UUBL tier, which is the ban list for underuse, UU, and so on. In OU, you can use all Pokemon from the tiers below. Once you got your Pokemon, you click on it and you can start customizing it. You can choose a nickname, determine the level, the gender, if it's shiny or not, the Terra typing, the item, the abilities, moves and stats. To customize your EVs, you simply click on the box and type in the amount of EVs you calculated. You can change the nature in this drop-down menu here. And when you're in this window, you see a clickable link called Smogon Analysis. Once you click this, you go to the Smogon page of that Pokemon. At the very top of the page, you'll see the typing. This shows the Pokemon's primary and secondary types. Under the typing, you'll find the ability section. Here you'll see the abilities the Pokemon can have. Below that, you'll see the tier section. This tells you what competitive tier the Pokemon belongs to based on its strength and usage in battle. A Pokemon's tier reflects how viable it is in competitive play. If it's in OU, it's strong and frequently used in high-level battles. A Pokemon in UU is still competitive, but may not be as dominant as those in OU. Right next to the tier information, you'll find the base stats of the Pokemon. Below the stats, you'll find the strategy section. This is where Smogon explains how to use the Pokemon effectively in battle. It provides a breakdown of how the Pokemon fits into the metagame, what role it plays on a team, and how to counter common threats. Here you'll find recommendations for the Pokemon's role. For instance, if a Pokemon is a special attacker, you'll learn which moves to use for optimal damage, how to maximize its special stat, and when to use certain moves to control the battle. This section is a great resource for understanding not only how to use a Pokemon, but also how it interacts with other Pokemon in the competitive field. Below that, you'll find the sets sections. This is perhaps the most important part of the Smogon Dex page, as it provides detailed suggestions for different builds you can use for that Pokemon. These sets are designed for various roles like offensive, defensive or utility Pokemon. Each set comes with a suggested EV spread, which tells you how to allocate Pokemon's EVs to maximize effectiveness. Each set is also accompanied by a recommended moveset, item and ability, so you get the full package to help you execute the strategy effectively. You'll also see a set analysis that explains why each move, ability and items work well with the Pokemon's role. Smogon's Dex page provides a wealth of information to help you make the most out of every Pokemon in battle. From typing and abilities to stats and strategies, everything you need is here to build the perfect moveset and understand the role of your Pokemon. So when you're working on your team or trying to figure out how to use a specific Pokemon, head to the Smogon's Dex page. It's an incredibly useful resource for any competitive player. You can click the export button to copy the set listed. When you go back to your team builder, you can click import, paste the text and hit save. The Pokemon in the team builder now has the set you copied. Once you did this with your entire team, you can give your team a name. Once this is done, you can validate if your team is ready to be used in the metagame you selected. Another great way to find teams is to head over to PokeMMD's website. If you click on teams, you get a huge number of teams for almost every metagame imaginable. Since we picked OU, we'll use this OU team. You click on the name and you get to a website called Pokepaste. Pokepaste is a free website designed for players to paste and share their Pokemon teams and set details in a format that's easy to read and share. It converts your team into a well-organized, readable format that is ready to be shared with friends, tournament participants, or your community. Once you're on the website, you can copy the entire team, head over to your team builder, click Import Export at the top, paste the entire team and hit save. You now have the entire team and you can use it on the ladder now. The ladder option lets you see how you stack up against other players. Here you can see user rankings based on battle performance and win rates. If you're looking to get more involved in the community, you can click the tournament button. This shows a listing of official tournaments that are running on this site. You can follow the links to the tournament forums for details. Another fun feature is the ability to watch a battle. You can spectate other matches or search for a specific user's battle room. This is perfect for learning new strategies or just enjoying some high-level gameplay. Lastly, you can look up any user on the site by using the user lookup feature. You can see their profile, battle history and stats. Plus, you have a friend list where you can add players for quick access. The next important thing is the damage calculator. This tool is incredibly useful for figuring out how much damage a move will do in battle. Just type /calc in the chat or visit the damage calculator page. Once you're in the damage calculator, you'll need to set up the details for both the attacker and the defender. Start by selecting the attacking Pokemon and the defending Pokemon. You'll need to fill out their key stats and conditions. In the left section under Pokemon 1, you'll see a drop-down menu. Start typing the name of the Pokemon you're using and select it from the list. You can either use a pre-made set or fill in the stats yourself. You can input the level, choose the stats, set the nature, choose the moves, items and abilities. Next, you'll need to set the defending Pokemon, which is just as simple. In the right section under Pokemon 2, start typing the name of the Pokemon you're calculating damage against and select it from the list. Like the attacker, input level, EVs and IVs for the defending Pokemon or use the pre-made sets. Now that you've set up the Pokemon, let's adjust for other factors that could affect the damage. The damage calculator automatically accounts for type effectiveness. You can adjust weather conditions such as rain, which boosts water type moves, or sun, which boosts fire type moves. Field conditions like reflect or light screen can also impact damage. You can select these effects in the middle to see how much they influence the outcome. Don't forget about critical hits. You can enable the critical hit option to see how much more damage you'll deal. Critical hits multiply the damage by 1.5 and bypass stat boosts like reflect or light screen. Once you've filled in all the necessary fields, the damage calculator will provide a damage range that shows how much damage the move will do depending on the circumstances. The result will show you the minimum, maximum and average damage you can expect. This is useful for determining whether your move will KO the defending Pokemon or how much damage you'll deal after factoring in all conditions. The KO percentage indicates how likely your attack is to feint the defending Pokemon based on the given stats. Now that you've got the numbers, you can make informed decisions during your battle. If the damage range shows a high probability of KOing your opponent, go ahead and use that move. If the damage isn't enough, you may want to adjust your strategy, maybe using a stat boost move or switching out. The damage calculator is another essential tool for competitive players. It helps you understand how much damage a move will do and lets you plan your moves more effectively. Now, if you're new to competitive Pokemon, try out random battles. In this format, both you and your opponent are given randomly generated teams. You won't know which Pokemon you'll get, but your goal is still the same. Knock out all 6 of your opponent's Pokemon to win. Random battles are great for learning how to adapt to a different situation. And they are a fun way to improve your strategic thinking. Plus, it's a great starting point if you're just getting into competitive Pokemon. If you want to take your Pokemon Showdown experience to the next level, I highly recommend trying out Showdex. It's a browser extension that integrates the damage calculator directly into Pokemon Showdown and automatically syncs during battles. This means you spend less time setting things up and more time focusing on your strategy. With Showdex you can check cards at glance and run a lot more calculations than you normally could. It even downloads fresh Smogon sets and updates each Pokemon's stats, movesets, ability, item and field conditions automatically, so you always have the most accurate information. Plus, it color codes KO percentages, making it easier to spot 1-hit KO moves in green, 2 to 3-hit KO moves in orange and 4+ hit KO moves in red. For random battles, Showdex also displays pool of possible abilities, items and moves in their dropdowns, so you know exactly what to expect from your opponent's team. You can even auto-set your opponent's Pokemon with the first downloaded Smogon set based on their detected format. One of my favorite features is the ability to click on a Pokemon's icon to pull up their Smogon page. And if you want to change your Pokemon's form, like Blaziken to Mega Blaziken, you can do that with just a click. Once you try Showdex, you might find it hard to play without it. It's like a must-have tool for serious players. Lastly, if you want to spice up the look of Pokemon Showdown, there's an extension called Stylus. It lets you customize the site's appearance with different themes so you can make the site look the way you want. With Stylus you can apply custom styles to Pokemon Showdown, giving you a more personalized and visually appealing experience while you battle. That's it for today's Pokemon Showdown tour. Hopefully this video helped you get a better understanding of the platform and all the amazing tools you can use to improve your gameplay. If you're ready to jump into battles, Pokemon Showdown has everything you need. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.